This is Dennis Galuska from the Fender Custom Shop. John Cruz, Todd Kraus. So when you go to a dealer, or when a consumer goes to a dealer and they sit down and they go through, I guess it's like a spec sheet, and we have something that the dealers use where they just walk through and they say, okay, what's the first thing I ask them is, what's the base model? You know, is it a Strat? Is it a Tele? Is it a 51 no-caster? What is it? You know, I mean, hopefully the consumer has an idea where he's going, I don't know if I want a bass or if I want a guitar. Hopefully he has an idea.
That happens.
If it's
Yeah.
if it's a Strat or if it's a Tele, and then if it's closer to a 50s Tele or if it's closer to a 60s Tele or a 50 Strat or a 60 Strat. Once they start in there, then there's a whole list of stuff that they get to go through, and that's fret size, neck, what else?
Hardware,
Hardware, color,
Finish.
NOS, Closet Classic,
finish,
Relic, you know.
Yeah, custom color, not a custom color.
setup, how they want it set up. Some
Yep.
people don't want their trim floating. They just want it.
And that's what we notice about Masterbuilt. Usually when we get the order to go over, we'll contact the customer, go over. By the end of the day, usually our order sheets look like a John Madden chalkboard with everything crossed out, and you know, and it's just, that's the way it is. But that's our interaction with the customer, and,
Right.
and trying to get everything nailed down exactly the way they want it.
Most of them are pretty complex. I mean, that's what makes it a master-built guitar, that the customer has a really good idea of what they want. It may not always be conveyed the proper way in the paperwork, but once we understand each other, you know, we can make the appropriate changes. But basically the thing is to make sure that we all agree that what the paperwork says is what the guitar should be.
What are some of the questions that you ask them when you go through the order?
Usually options, specifics on woods, weights, colors and stuff come in later on, but it's a good time to interact with the customer to kind of nail down exactly what they want as a basic understanding on their order sheet, and we can kind of nail it out between both of us. It's kind of an interaction between the builder and the consumer.
We'll also cover things, how he plays, you know, or
Yeah.
what does he expect to get out of the guitar. If it's a heavy metal guy that just beats the living daylights out of the guitar, well, you know, I know what I'm in for then. If it's a light touch jazz guy, well, you know, got to really nail what he wants out of the guitar, because he's buying this thing sight unseen, and that's scary for a lot of people, as it should be.
Sometimes there's things that conflict too. It may be a typo, or I'll see something that maybe doesn't make sense. You know, I think one of the more popular ones is shiny satin finish. The two don't go together. It's one or the other. So we got to figure out which one they meant.